Very good morning to all. Today also we can discuss some real life examples, and from that we can go to our concept. So imagine that you are going for a outing to a beach. So it is a hot sunny day, and you are walking towards the sea. Now you are walking through the sand, and you are walking in bare feet, so meaning that you have removed your sandals. So you are walking on the dry sand now, and you are approaching the sea. So consider the dry sand and the sea water. Okay, so that both are receiving the heat energy from the sun through the radiation. Okay, both the sand as well as the sea water are receiving the heat energy. Now where will be having higher temperature, whether the sand will be hotter than the water or the water will be hotter than the sand. The sand will be hotter than the water will be in cold condition, whereas because of the heat, the temperature of the sand will be high. Okay, now why this happens? When there is a temperature difference in the land and sea, what is going to happen? That is what we are going to discuss. So because of this temperature difference in the land and the sea, there will be a breeze continuously. There will be a breeze continuously because of the temperature difference in the land and the sea. This is these There are two kinds of breeze. One is called sea breeze and another is called land breeze. So the land breeze and sea breeze are because of the temperature difference of the land and the sea. Okay, now we are going to discuss what sea breeze and what land breeze are. Okay, now just both the sea breeze and land breeze are due to the convection. So we are discussing the sea breeze first. During daytime, land heats up faster than sea. During daytime, land heats up faster than sea. You can yourself realize that temperature of the sand will be higher than the temperature of the sea or sea water. So during daytime, land heats up faster than the sea. Hot air from the land rises up. Hot air from the land rises up. Cool air from the sea takes the place. So this hot air will rises up and cool air from the sea takes the place. So it occurs during the daytime, and wind flows from the sea to land. The cool air from the sea takes the place. So occurs during daytime, and wind blows from sea to land. These are the two very important points regarding with the sea breeze. Sea breeze occurs in daytime and wind blows from sea to land. Now we are discussing the land breeze. During night time, land cools faster than the sea. During night time, quite opposite occurs. That is, the in daytime, land is heating up faster than the sea. Now in night time, land is cooling faster than the sea. Hence, air above the sea is hot compared to air above the land. Hence, air above the sea is hot compared to air above the land. This hot air above the sea rises up. So, the air above the sea is hotter compared to air above the land. So, the hot air from the sea rises up, and the cool air from the land takes the place. The cool air from the land moves towards the sea. So the cool air is moving from the land to sea, so that is called land breeze. So from land to sea the cool air is moving and it occurs in night time. So the again the two important points are occurs during night time and wind blows from land to sea. These are the sea breeze and land breeze. Now, if you are considering the sea breeze and land breeze, the hot air is always rising up. So the hot air meaning it is having heat. So heat is transferring because of the actual movement of the air. Why the hot air has to rise? There is a problem, right? So because of the rise of the air only the heat is transferred. Okay. Now why, for what it is, for why it is raising up, why the hot air needs to raise up? See, when we are giving heat, we already discussed it, the body will be expanded. Okay, when the air receives the heat energy, the air expands. When something is expanding, then its density decreases. Okay, we know that if we have a we took some oil in the bowl and we are pouring um, water to the oil, and after some time you can see the oil will raise up whereas the water will takes the down and the oil will be in the upper there. So the oil is taking upside and whereas the water is taking is in the lower side. Why it is? It is because of the gravity. So when that substance, the if you are considering any fluid, the substance having higher density always be in bottom side than the substance having lower density because of the gravity. So whenever we are considering the fluid includes both liquid and gas. If we are considering the water and oil, the water is having higher density. So if you are considering cool air and hot air, cool air having higher density. So because of the gravity the cool air will stay below than the hot air. So because of the gravity only the air is actually moving from lower side to upside. The hot air rises because of the gravitational effect. If you are considering the water and oil, it is both water and oil are liquid or it is a fluid. If you are considering the hot air and the cool air, it is also fluid. So fluid having higher density will stay down and fluid having lower density will raise up. Just like if you are releasing a helium balloon, the helium balloon will raise up because the density of helium is less than the density of air. So this density differs, the density matters because of the gravitational effect. So the gravitational effect is the root cause of the convection. So convection is possible only because of the gravitational effect. If there is no gravity, this actual movement of the substance or actual movement of the material or actual movement of the medium will not takes place. For example, if you are heating the water, the hot molecule of the water will raise up and the cooler molecule of the water will stay down. It is because of the gravitational effect. So whenever something is heated, its density decreases. So if the density of a fluid, meaning either liquid or the gas, if the density of a fluid is less than the density of another fluid, then the fluid having less dense will stay up than the fluid having higher density. So that is a gravitational effect in the convection. Now we have to discuss something about the radiation. Now consider, we already told that heat from the sun reaches the earth through the um, through the vacuum. So here medium is not required. Medium is not required in the case of radiation, that we already told. Light is a radiation. Light is an example for radiation, or light itself is a part of radiation. There are many radiations. Heat, for example, gamma rays, X-rays, then our visible light, UV, infrared. So these all are actually a type, different types of radiation. So if the heat is radiated, if heat is transferring in the form of radiation, then the speed of that radiation is same as the speed of the light, because light also a radiation. So the speed, if you are considering the convection and radiation, then the speed will be higher in the radiation. Okay, so that is one of the characteristics of radiation. If you are comparing to conduction and convection, radiation having the greatest speed. Now absorption, emission and reflection. For example, the the sun gives out the heat energy or light energy. So sun emits the, we say sun emits the light, or sun emits the heat energy, or bulb emits the light energy. So if something is giving out in the form of radiation, that is we call emission. That if something is giving out in the form of radiation, we call it as emission. If something is absorbed in the form of radiation, for example, uh, just like if the earth receives the heat from the sun, then the temperature of the earth is raising up. The in that daytime, the temperature of the earth increases through the absorption. So it is something receiving. Absorption meaning the radiation here is receiving, here the radiation is emitting, meaning giving out. Now the other process is reflection. Reflection you may already learned, I think. No, chapter light is not taken yet. For example, if we light up a torch in front of a mirror, then the light energy you can see bouncing back. The light energy will bounces back. This is actually the bouncing back of a ray is called reflection. So reflection is, it is not absorbing, it is just reflecting back. So reflection is different than the absorption and emission. Reflection and absorption are different. Absorption is receiving, whereas reflecting is just bouncing back. So if you are considering if you are considering the mirror, it is very smooth and shiny. It is very smooth and shiny. Because of the smoothness and shiny, the reflection is high. So reflection is high when an object is smooth and shiny. So if reflection is high, then absorption will be low. If reflection is high, absorption will be low. And if an object is not absorbing the radiation, then it cannot emit the radiation also. If it cannot emit the radiation also, it cannot emit also. So if absorption is high, emission will be also high. If reflection is low, both emission and absorption will be low. Okay, so if you are considering the things which is in the shiny, smooth surface, then it will be having less emission. It will be having less emission because the reflection is high. Now we told about the smooth the surface, how the surface is depending upon the absorption and emission, and we also talked now we have to discuss the color, how the color matters. If you are taking the light the white color and the dark color or the black color, if you are considering the white color and black color, the black can absorb more, the black color can absorb more than that of white. So if you are giving the heat energy or the even the if you are giving the heat energy to black body and a white body, then the absorption will be higher in the black body than the white body. So when the color changes, the absorption power differs. The differing color matters in the case of absorption. And similarly, if you are considering the dull gray or the light color and the dull gray color, the dull gray color will be having more absorption than the light color. So for example, in summer season we may be advised to wear the light colored dress, because if we there is because the condition is it's hot condition, and now if we are wearing a black color, then more heat energy will be absorbed by the body, and it will be having higher temperature, and after absorbing it will emit the heat energy. So our when it emits, our temperature will also be increases. So because of this we are telling, or we are asked to wear light color. If you are wearing light color, less absorption will be taking place and less emission also will be taking place, so that our body temperature will not be varied. So in order to retain our body temperature, we are asked to wear the light colored dresses in summer season. Okay, I hope you understood the class. Thank you.